Hello and welcome to ZDA Press. I'm Zach. I'm an independent self-published author who wants to help you with your book. And I had planned to do that today on a video about setting, specifically talking about how to set your book, tips and tricks that I've learned, choosing between different places and times for how to set your story and how to get the most out of it. But it's such an important facet of storytelling. I've been retooling the script all week. Not really getting anything that, I mean, I've gotten a lot that I like, but I want to make sure that I get the absolute best of the best information that I can give of what I've learned over my decade of writing to you. And I know me, I go off on tangents all the time. And if you know me, you can attest to that. And so I want to make sure that I distill all of the most important and most essential knowledge and give that to you before putting it into a package video. So today's video is going to be something a little different. What we're going to be doing today is what every YouTuber does in a pinch, which is a tier list. Dun, dun, dun. So what I have here compiled, you'll see a lot of books down here, are roughly 50, I think. This is, 42, I think 46, I think, books that are most of the books that I've read, certainly not all. Going through this list multiple times, I feel like there are several that I'm missing that I'm going to kick myself over after I record this, but oh well. We'll work with what we got. And so what we have here is what we're going to be working with today. And so, because I've had, like my top 10 books has been a list that I compiled several years ago, which is vastly out of date. So I'm excited to find out what my new top 10 are from this. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Flowers for Algernon, which is a book that I would not have read by myself. It was completely off my radar, but a good friend of mine recommended it to me, and I absolutely adore it. It does a lot of cool writing things, so we're going to put it in excellent. Yeah, I'm reserving masterpiece for some things that I know for sure on here. And let me, by the way, before we go further, let's walk you through each tier. I got masterpiece, one down, excellent, okay, not great, in progress. I'm not counting anything on my TBR just because it's very long and nonsensical and I don't have anything concretely written down for that. But there are several books that I've started that I haven't finished yet that I want to finish. I've just been so busy with writing and setting everything up for the channel and the business and everything like that. So, but some notable inclusions that I want to put in here and some that I want to bring your attention to as well as recommendations. And then at the very bottom, we've got trash, which I know there's going to be more than one book on this list that will go in there, and they might surprise you which ones. But anyway, starting off with Flowers of Algernon, we have excellent. Next is The Scarlet Pimpernel. Ooh, by Baroness Dorksey. I'm tempted to put it in masterpiece. I'm going to keep it in excellent right now, but I'm going to put it ahead of Algernon. These might change as we go throughout, but this is what I'm feeling so far. I love the writing style. I love that era. I love the whimsy and it's the original Batman because it goes Scarlet Pimpernel, Zorro, then Batman. Either one of those ways, the Scarlet Pimpernel is in the line of what inspires Batman almost directly. That's, nobody cares about that but me. Anyway, next we have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I have no idea how you say that last name. I'm vibing it. I'm going to put it in excellent as well. I'm going to put it behind Scarlet Pimpernel only because I don't really get the ending. Like, I get it, but it doesn't leave me overly satisfied. Yeah. But, like, the writing quality is phenomenal. He does dual perspectives, so where you're jumping back and forth between different characters every other chapter, but you never lose anything. Like, the story's continuity between each is so rich and so well done, and it's such a well-told story. Absolutely recommend it. It's great. Then The Alchemist. This is a classic. This is a popular book, and rightly so, well-deserved. It's pretty good. I'm going to put it behind Algernon. It's fine. It's not okay. It is good. I really enjoyed the read, and it's a short read. Absolutely worth it. But it's not, super, super crazy. Next, we have The Scarlet Letter. It's been a very long time since I read this book, admittedly, because we did it in high school. I don't remember everything about it, but I do remember liking it. I'm putting it in excellent above The Alchemist. I guarantee not all these are going to be just excellent. This just happens to be the ones that I've put together so far. Okay. Am I happy with that so far? Sure, why not? I actually am. I do like that. From memory and what I've read. Some of these I definitely need to reread, and I definitely want to. Next, The Great Gatsby. This should surprise no one. It's such a well-written book. There's the lines of about Gatsby seeing the green light and saying that his collection of enchanted objects had diminished by one. Fitzgerald just has so many good one-liners in the book. It's such a well-told story about the dangers of obsession, about wanting to go back and relive a past that doesn't exist anymore, thinking you can turn back the clock. I love the book so much, and those of you who know me, because I relate to Jay Gatsby so much. Up next, A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. Absolute masterpiece, period. I'm tempted to put it above The Great Gatsby. These two books, by the way, have been in contention for my favorite book of all time for a while now. It's been Gatsby for a very long time, ever since I read it, and I used to reread it every summer, but I've been slacking on that because I've been busy writing. And also I didn't want to subconsciously take anything from Gatsby and throw it into any of my books. But there are parts of Gatsby that drag for me and parts of it I still don't quite get. Like, here's just a list of all the guests at Gatsby's party. Why do we need to know that? I don't know. And that's me as an author saying that. So, for whatever that's worth. A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. I want to know how he does what he does. Every single line is golden. It is a ridiculous amount of incredible writing for an incredible amount of time. It's a pretty long book, but it doesn't feel long. The chapters are short. I've read it in several sittings, but never forgot any of the story. I was enriched every time. I'm making an executive decision now. I'm moving it to above Gatsby. It is tentatively my favorite book, even though I don't necessarily like the ending. I have my scruples with it, which I will get into in a different video. That I want to do a video specifically about endings and sticking the landing. I don't think it does as much as it could. To give you an example, for those of you who have watched The Truman Show, it has a very similar ending to The Truman Show. And do with that what you will. I'll talk about it later. We don't have time. Up next, Agatha Christie, A Halloween Party. Okay, this is a Poirot novel, close to the end. I picked it because I love it as an author. Is it my favorite Poirot mystery that I've read so far? Probably not. That's probably Murder on the Orient Express, just because I won't spoil it. But I've read at least 7 to 8 out of the Hercule Poirot series from Agatha Christie. I love them. I didn't put all of them here, of course, because then that would just be a Agatha Christie tier list. So I've sent forth one entry, one of my absolute favorites, one of my favorites from her, to go in its stead. And for the sake of having to speak to all of them, I'm putting them in Masterpiece. Period. Yeah, that'll do. Up next, Non-Convincing Language by David L. Anderson. If you haven't read the book, here it is right here. This is one of the first books that I have designed a cover for that was not mine. I also ghost wrote / compiled this book over the course of a couple months. My dad had this book sitting, oh, by the way, David L. Anderson, my dad. He wanted to write this book. He has wanted to for about the last 15 years. He was never going to do it, and so he gave all of his stuff to me and said, you do it, and I knocked it out in 2.5 months. And if you would like to be next, I could do the same for you. Look at my website in the description and get in touch with me there. I'm going to put it in okay. Up next, we have the Screwtape Letters. This one is great. It's going in excellent. Period. It's going above The Alchemist, yes. Above Algernon. That's a toughie. The Screwtape Letters is excellent in terms of C.S. Lewis's prose, how he writes from the perspectives of demons. Oh, Algernon, though, is very, very, very good in terms of its writing quality and how it does experimentation in its writing. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there on the same level, just above Scarlet Letter. I think that's pretty good. Up next, we have Oedipus Rex by Sophocles, which it's fine, it's great, it's a classic, for what a classic is and does and needs to be. I'm also going to put it in okay. Because, it's good. Well, it's a ancient Greek tragic play. What more can you really say about it than that? Beowulf is up next. Beowulf is going in excellent. I love this. I read this in college. It was in one of my college classes, one of my later years at college, at the absolute peak of my burnout. I happened to get a really good literature class that I love the teacher, I love the coursework, I love the books, all the material that we did, and this is one of them that sort of reignited my spark for reading when I was very, very ready to not read at a time when I wanted to not read. I'm putting it above. It is excellent. And for how long it has survived and everything we know about it, I'm going to put it there. Between Screwtape and Scarlet Letter. That feels right. Frankenstein, right the way up. It's going in Masterpiece. Number 3. What more can be said about Frankenstein than has already been said? Mary Shelley is incredible. I wish I could have met her and been in the Via Diodati group with her and Percy and Byron and all of them. That is my greatest goal as an author, is to create a circle like them, like they had. That's what I want more than anything else. Aside from any of my books, I want a circle like that. Okay, Jekyll and Hyde, Masterpiece. I'm putting it behind Halloween Party / all of Agatha Christie's works because it's phenomenal, it's excellent, it's very similar to Frankenstein in a lot of ways and sort of the gothic horror elements of it. It's shorter, it's kind of a novella, some would classify it as, but very good. And I mean, it's a classic for a reason. If you haven't watched the VeggieTales rendition, Dr. Jiggle and Mr. Sly, because it's very, very funny. Okay, up next, The Stranger by Albert Camus is the French pronunciation. I'm putting it in okay, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. It's fine. I feel like I'm missing something to it, because I know it's obviously a beloved, renowned classic the world over, but there's something about it in the ending that I just don't get, maybe. Like, he just sort of accepts his fate and goes on to madness in a way. I don't know. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. Notes from Underground, Masterpiece, period. It's going above Jekyll and Hyde. It's going behind Jekyll and Hyde. It's very, very good. Okay. Animal Farm by George Orwell, excellent, period. Where do we put this one? It's fine. I'm going to put it after The Alchemist. It's been a while since I've read this one as well. Again, it's another high school entry, but I loved it. The way that it's very, very direct with its very indirect metaphors, I like what it does. It's got a good story to vehicle pairing, and that some of that, I'll talk about in my video on setting, like talking about how to distance a story from reality or how to directly talk about something indirectly. Next is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This was a book I absolutely adored when I read. The sequel's fine. It's like, we get it, you like Prince, give us something different. This book was truly great. I'm putting it. It was in my top 5 at one point. It was either 2 or 3, I can't remember, but that was years ago. I was a different person when I read that book. That appealed to me a lot more then, because I was younger and because of the kind of coming of age trials of Wade. Yeah, the kinds of main characters that I relate to have shifted in my autumn and winter years at the ripe old age that I am. So I'm going to put it... Yeah, that seems good. That's fine. I'm good with that. Up next, wow, what have we here? The Midnight Ruby. Insert Peter Parker meme. How'd that get in there? It's fine. I like it more than The Stranger. I like it more than Oedipus Rex. I definitely like it more than that one, so it's going right there. It's okay. I love the story, but the writing quality is not where I want it. Looking back on it now for my first book, which is why, if you missed it, there will be a card either up here or up here if I can figure out how to make that work. I'm an old man and I hate technology, but I'll see if I can make that work. Where I talked about this in the last video that I did about what I've written so far, is that I'm working on a second edition of the Midnight Ruby to get it to the writing quality that I want it and the deepening and enrichment of the story that it always ought to have had. The Hobbit is up next by J.R.R. Tolkien. Rolkin Tolkien. It's going in excellent because it is. I'm going to put it... putting it behind Ready Player One and behind Algernon, just because there are stretches in The Hobbit that I felt dragged. I know it's a short read, but there are parts where it's like, okay, yes, we get it, and you go through like 4 or 5 pages of, and then they wandered through the lonely woods or whatever, and then you get to, but then it was Bilbo who, and then they just give you like a 1-sentence summary for the emotion of what the last 4 pages wanted you to feel. Like, I get it, but I don't know. It could be snappier. Candide by Voltaire, masterpiece. Notes from Underground or Candide. Candide is such a raucous adventure and such a fascinating look into the philosophy of the time, as well as I love the ending of that book and that one line in particular spoken by Candide about tending your garden. I can't even remember how Notes from Underground ended, and I read that fairly recently. I'm going to put it there. That feels good. Up next is a modern one, Vaguely Human Figures by Gina Gion. This is an author that I followed on Instagram in the wake of her publishing this book. This is her first book. I haven't finished it yet, so it's going in progress. I want to finish it. I haven't yet. I'm about halfway through. It's a bit longer of a read. But as of so far, the writing quality has very much impressed me. Some of the story beats seem to drag for a little bit, which is obviously why I've stopped and I haven't finished it yet, but also some of that's just because I've been busy working on my stuff. But I love the characters. I am endeared to them. Nobody feels flat to me. Everybody seems relatable and real and understandable, which is a great thing, especially for a first publish. I think it's a stellar first publish from what I've read so far. So obviously, I want to come back to this once it ends. And Gina, if you're watching, hi, we should get in touch. Remember that circle thing that I mentioned? We should build that. Anyway, up next we have Casino Royale, the first. Here's the weird thing. I wanted to read some of the James Bond books, and I looked up into it. Casino Royale is the first that Ian Fleming published, but in the sequence of movies, it's anyway. That's its whole thing. This book is great. I don't think it's a masterpiece. It is what it is, and it's great at being what it is. I'm putting it in excellent. I'm tempted to put it here because I really like the way that it's written. I like the way it ends. I like the descriptions of things, like how cards slithering across the poker table are talked about like red sharks through green water. And it's a shorter read. It's very brief, but very good, very dense. There's a lot of interesting humanity and psychology packed into it. But Algernon is such a good and interesting book. I'm going to tentatively put Bond right there for now. But I had a lot of fun reading it. What if we reshuffled All the Light to there, Bond ahead of Algernon? I'm going to put it back. I don't like that. That seems better. Because All the Light We Cannot See is such a great read. It's got a lot of incredible writing qualities within it. Algernon is just a fascinating book that everyone ought to read for the sake of empathy alone. Please read Flowers for Algernon if you have not already. it will widen your worldview in a way that it needs to be widened. Yeah, Bond's there because it's a fun read. It's not as necessary as Algernon. I take a lot of umbrage with this book. Hot garbage. This book should never have been written, and if you like it, I don't like you. Let's do a different take on that one. The rest of it is a waste of time. It's not interesting. I don't like it.